Hey guys, Carrie here. This is take two because I couldn't get my stuff organized. But hi, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I've done a video about a particular topic, but I really kind of fell out of. Um, the want to do it. I guess I was doing at the time, whenever I first started my channel, I had started doing some emotional clearing with the formula of compassion, and I was really hitting it hard. And it just kind of took it out of me. And then I had some diet changes that just kind of made me stop. But I do have a topic today that I would like to talk about, and it's for me on my journey. Um, it's been a little bit difficult to express what, like, the information that I have in here, to get it out without sounding completely loony. um, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll kind of know that, because the first ones, like the very early ones, I mean, it's hard for me to stay on topic. I'm moving around a lot. But the information still is valid. I'm gonna leave those videos up, of course, because I'm sharing my journey. But I did start a blog, and right now it is just a blog, but eventually it will be a store, and you know, I have plans for it. But it's starseedawakening.net. And I did the other day post a blog on this particular topic, which is parallel lives. Um, and I'm really proud of it. Yay. But you'll see, like, if you go there and you look at that, you'll see how it's set, how it's formatted, with text and then picture and then text and picture. I couldn't figure out how to do it at first, and it's kind of rough. But there's other ones there. I've been posting blogs since May, on it. So yeah, I finally got it together. I'm not going to go back and redo them. I just, whatever, they're there. The information is what's important, right? So, um, what else? So anyway, yeah, as you can see, this is my bedroom. We're in the new place. My bed's not made or anything, but I'm not gonna. I thought about, like, showing you the room, but no. So yeah. So parallel lives. How do we know that we have those? How do we know about reincarnation? The best key, or the best tool that we have for knowing, is within us. We have discernment. We take a piece of information, we can hold it in our space, sit with it, see how does that feel, does it make sense? That, see, as far as I can remember, being a kid, I mean, I was raised religious. And I got a little story here in a second for that. I was raised, like, really religious, Southern Baptist, and I I mean, I didn't really ever understand why things were the way that they were according to the Bible. Um, it didn't make sense that we only have one chance at this, and that if we do this or that wrong, that we suffer for that for eternity. That just never, does that make sense to you? Because to me, and I have to tell my mom this all the time, I'm like, does that sound like a loving parent? Because I really don't care what my daughter does. I mean, of course I do, but if she was a mass murderer, I would still have that bond and love her regardless. But anyway, I can get off on a tangent on that, but it just never made sense. But I do want to start off with this quote from the Bible, and that's in Joel 2:28. I'm not sure what version this is, but it says, "I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Now that's all humans. Let's just take the the sons and the men and the specific, and just say humans. Okay, your human children will, everybody will start to have visions. That's really how I see it. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, because I have visions and I've had dreams for my entire life, and they let me know that this is my source of information. And why aren't we paying attention to that? you know sure, I believe that most of the Bible is not the way it appears to be, not the way it leads you to believe it, but that's some truth right there. And anyway, so yeah, just to kind of tell you like the kind of torture religiously that I went through as a child with my indoctrination. Okay, so my mom comes over yesterday and she had just got back from Whataburger. And there was this young man that she found out, I don't know how she found out, but she knows that he likes Spider-Man. And she's like, oh, he worships Spider-Man. That's his hero, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then she says to this man who's taking her order, do you still like Spider-Man? And he's like, oh, yes, I really do. I love Spider-Man. And she said, repent. Probably, like this little boy probably pissed in his pants because this old scary lady is coming in there saying repent. Like, wow, I couldn't believe that. But anyway, so yeah, I have that should give you an idea of what I've dealt with my whole life here. Yeah, so when you have dozens and dozens of dreams to choose from, like, how do you pick and choose? And that's another topic here, is like I've had so many. And if you haven't experienced the kinds of dreams that I have, it might not make sense to you. Like, you might not resonate with this kind of information. You might think it's bull crap. Oh, we don't have parallel lives. But let me tell you, and in my reality, I've been shown things. My perspective might be different than yours, but that's why I'm here sharing. I just want to get this information out there. I feel a nudge from my soul to do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. And I feel like it's a subject that is missing from our classes. I mean, this is something that we need to know about. It's a fundamental subject that should be taught in school from the very first day we step in school, is Soul 101. And I really don't understand why it isn't. So I want to start with a dream, and I had some trouble finding it earlier, so I'm gonna go to my website here. I actually took pictures of the pages. And I'm just going to read this. Okay. I am looking down into my bedroom from the closet. I am high up and feel myself float down. I am aware that I am not in my body. I land on the bed and feel myself land on the bed. There was a light pink bedspread across the bed. My arms push me up, and now I am standing. I go into the living room, but I don't recognize the place. I hear Callista, that's my daughter, about to leave for work, and I follow her to the car. I see her talking to a guy, but she isn't aware I am there. Her face begins to fade with the glare of the sun shining more and more. So she just starts to fade away. A little side note here is her hair is long and nearly blonde. And yeah, it was long and blonde. I turn around and notice the apartments don't look as I expected. The porches look similar to the ones I was thinking of in Irving. Like I thought I was actually in a place I lived in Irving, Texas. But I know this is not the same complex. I began trying to concentrate and appear back in the apartment. So I just closed my eyes and boom, I was already back in the apartment. It is a bright, sunny day. I close my eyes and imagine I'm inside already. When I stop trying, it works. I'm in the living room again. The kitchen is right next to the living room on the other side of the wall. And if you, I drew a little picture to show what the layout of the apartment was. You could go to my website, and I'll put a link in the description so you can go and look at this. So I see a photo sitting on a shelf with stickers covering up the faces. I begin to peel off a sticker and see myself, but my hair is dark brown. My face looks the same but slightly different. My hair is long and straight. So let me add on to this. Like, I looked like me, but I was more thin. Like I mean, just slight differences. But I knew it was me. I began to peel the second sticker off to reveal a face of a young boy. He is about 6 years old. I feel myself about to panic. I turn toward the second bedroom, and now I am in the bedroom immediately. So as soon as I started to think about it, and this is recurring, I was there. I turn towards the second bedroom, and now I'm in the bedroom immediately. There is a twin-size mattress laying on the floor and boys' stuff in the room, blue stuff everywhere. The sheets and blanket are blue. I am kneeling down on the mattress and begin to sob. I spread my hands out over the sheets, wondering about Callista. Now, I remember this was very vivid, the feeling of the blanket, and as my hand went across. I hear a voice repeat itself twice. It's her soul, Carrie. It's her soul. I turn around, facing the bedroom door, sitting on the boy's bed, thinking about the voice I just heard. I feel my heart also thinking about it. I can feel the fear subside a little. I am back in the living room again. I look around. I look at the photo. I am now sitting in the living room floor facing two windows. The sunlight is shining through them. The room is darker and danker than I would like. Like, it just felt empty to me. I noticed there are other pictures on the hallway wall. I begin to sob heavily, grieving for Callista. I can literally feel the pain in my chest, like it's happening in real life. I was sitting there, had a quick thought of her being dead, and then began sobbing uncontrollably. I knew I was being monitored, the feeling in my chest being measured and felt by another presence. Okay, so while this was happening, while I was sobbing, I do remember at some point hang on, let me get my camera back. At some point I heard a song playing that I'd never heard before, and that's common too for me in dreams. But it was talking about blue eyes, and I know you've heard the saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. So I really feel like there's a lot of truth to that. And there was a song when I woke up playing in my head. And it was, hang on, which one was it? I don't want to give you the wrong story here. Okay, it was Diana Ross and the Supremes, Reflections. And the very beginning of that song is, through the mirror of my mind, time after time, I see reflections of you and me. Okay. So, I mean, wow, holy crap. That was, I mean, that dream, I really felt everything. I knew that I was, I don't know. I knew that it was kind of like a dream, like it wasn't real. Like, I saw the boy and I was like, oh my God, where is my child? Where is the one that's in the body that I know? And that was the whole thing right there. And I heard the voice that said, it's her soul, Carrie. It's her soul. And I'm just sitting there like, like uncontrollably sobbing. And the pain I felt in my chest, like it spanned through time and space. So anyway, I do go on about this in my blog. So if you'd like to read a little more, then go there and read that. But my gosh, and I felt the presence that I felt watching me, it or with me, it wasn't negative. It was like a curious presence and a loving presence. Um, Probably one of my guides or something. So yeah, so that's what happened when I asked to communicate with my ancestors. Right? Was that my ancestors? No, that's another one. Yeah, okay. Scratch that. I'm getting them confused. Okay, so then I'm going to move right along to another dream. It's in my journal, dream journal, dated November 22nd, 2017. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to read this out of my physical journal here. Okay, so dream that I am dreaming. In the dream's dream, I wake up and somehow have a photo as proof of me having a baby in another dimension. The photo shows me in front and Jessica, my cousin, um, hold on. The photo shows me, the infant, and Jessica, but it is dark and cloudy. I try to show my dad, my adoptive dad, but he doesn't want to see it. I show the picture to Jessica. She thinks it's strange. The baby is a puppy. In one life, the baby suffocated while sleeping, but it's alive in the life now. And I am feeding it. I wrap up the baby and put a long coat on. I am naked under the coat. Okay, now let me give you a little detail about that. For me, what I've learned in my dreams, changing clothes and clothing is about transforming the soul, like shape shifting, because the soul will wear a body like clothing, like a costume. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that. I'm naked underneath that coat. I am driving a truck through a street in Rice, now Rice, Texas, where my dad lived for a long time, to Callista's old babysitter. It is Michael's family relative. Michael is Callista's father. A lady with dark brown, long hair. She looks Native American. Now, he does have Native American. I'm not sure. I think it's a quarter Native American. You think I would know? Kind of know, but I don't know. They had no clue who I was, but they know Michael. Yeah, so I remember being at this door, and I'd never seen this house before in Rice, and I'm knocking, and I'm like, hi, was I asking for Callista? I might have been asking for Callista. She didn't know me, and it was like this Native American lady, and she's looking at me like I'm nuts. Who are you? So, I am inside the house, and there is a movie playing. Now, I'm not sure if it was that house that I was actually in, or if the scene changed and I was just in a completely different location. But That's the way it seems. I'm not sure, but I don't know for sure. Um, so I'm inside the house. There is a movie playing. I am trying to rewind it. I am now talking to Jessica and my dad about the picture and baby. I know I have a dream lover husband. He is not human. I am looking behind me through a mirror for him to appear. He is afraid he will scare me, so he refuses to show himself. We are all in the backyard of this huge house. It is old timey feeling, and everyone is dressed in old fashioned clothes. My mom has drunk one too many glasses of wine. I know I am in a different time and am grieving for Callista because she didn't exist there. I am feeling a huge, I wrote pain of sadness inside my heart chakra chest area, like a sinking feeling of missing her. What a horrible feeling. And then looks like that was it. And then when I woke up, I had a song playing in my head. Okay, so the song was Right Back Where We Started From by Maxine Nightingale. Okay, now that song, it's some of the lyrics are love is good, love can be strong, we got to get right back to where we started from. Now there's a lot to that. There's a lot of little dots and lines of stuff that just kind of meld together for my own that shape my reality here. um I'm not going to get into all that because it's very complicated, but yeah, so love, and that's the key here. But yeah, in that dream that I just read, I knew that it was a dream because, and I wrote here, I wrote that I knew that I had not spoken to my cousin. We've had a falling out. We have not spoken at that time, hadn't spoken in 7 years. Um, so I knew that in the dream. So that's why I was like, I knew we were talking, and I talked to her in other dreams as well. But um, oh, okay, hang on, let me see. Yeah, yeah. While I was writing about that dream, that song started playing in my head. Okay, yeah. So once again, I'm sitting here like wondering where's my daughter, and I knew that this was like my mom, and she looked the same, but everything was different, and it was a wedding. That's how it seemed. It was a wedding, and everybody was celebrating, and here I am, like, where's my daughter? Oh my God. But she didn't exist there because obviously I had made different choices, and in different realities, we make different choices. And that's, I'm not sure, like parallel realities, that's so complicated. I'm just learning. I'm learning about all of this. I'm not an expert. So, um, I just know what the dream showed me. But yeah, it felt like that room in the house where the DV or the VCR was playing a movie, and I'm trying to rewind it, and then there was a mirror there. Well, I'm like looking in the mirror, and it felt like some kind of portal or something, portal to other dimensions. So I don't know, it's just how it felt. But I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like waiting. Like I knew that there was some kind of energy. Like I knew that my husband was there and he was afraid to show himself. Now that did feel like a reptilian energy. I'm just going to go with that. So, um, now let me go ahead and also uh, let you know that I hear voices. Sometimes I hear spirits. Whenever I don't really. I'm so grateful that I don't really have experience with negative voices. Well, sometimes I do, but I mean, I'm learning more and more what those are. But I've never really had any voices say, "Hey, go kill something or someone," or "you nagging bitch," or I've never really experienced that. That's not normal. If you're having that, then you've got some kind of serious attachment. But that, yeah, I'm not going to go into that here. So I did hear one a couple or a few months ago, and it said I believe it said good morning at first, but I can't be sure. But I had just woken up and I heard family human of soul navigation. And it sounded like you would expect a gray to sound, or like kind of robotic like that. I'm not sure, but it really came through loud, and I had just woken up. I don't even know if I had my eyes open yet, and I hear good morning family human of soul navigation. So that really made me feel good, because it put into perspective what I'm doing here, because I'm learning all of this stuff about our souls, about my soul, about souls. That's important. But okay, now the next one that I'm gonna share, it it kind of let me know, hey, we don't always look the same in these other lifetimes. I mean, of course, duh, we're going to look different in different incarnations. I don't know. I think this was a past life, but I don't know how to tell the difference between a past life and a parallel life. But I'll tell you why. Um, it, in part of the dream, my hair was shining through, and I'll read it to you here in a second. But my hair was shining through. Everything in the dream was black and white, and then all of a sudden I see my hair is red, letting me know it's me. That was me. And I feel now, and I did a video about this before called my parallel life. I'm not sure exactly what I called it. I think I might have called it past life regression via dreams. Um, but yeah, once again, to a soul, that it's all happening now. I mean, now is all that there really is. So I'm not real sure you know, how to label that, how to put it up in my in my shelf in my mind or whatever. So yeah, okay. Let me find the dream here. Okay, I'm done with that. Here it is. Okay, this one I asked to communicate with my ancestors during sleep. Is that the same one? Yeah, sorry, they get a little jumbled. Okay, so this one's dated October 10th, 2017. I am in an apartment complex with my daughter to visit with my boyfriend. I have an older model white car. I go, ouch. Sorry, let me adjust myself here. I have an older model white car. I go inside the apartment and talk to a big black man. I walk through the apartment. I don't live there. There are a few people there. My car gets stolen. I go outside and see some people driving away in my car. It's apparently a gang. I come back with a different car. I park it out in the parking lot. The landlord tells my boyfriend that he needs to pay his rent. The landlord is Hispanic with a thick mustache. There are many people in the office paying their rent. They are paying it in cash and putting it in bank envelopes. The landlord walks away to an apartment nearby. My boyfriend is wearing a white t-shirt. This was a tank top, or not a like a not a tank top. It was a wife beater. Like you know what I mean. It was one of them. He is looking toward where the landlord went to see if he is watching. I see a Hispanic woman waiting to pay. She's leaning against the wall. She has a deep emotion behind her eyes. She doesn't look happy to be there. My boyfriend and his friends take people's envelopes, and the people know about it. I hear them mumbling. So, like, I guess I was watching my boyfriend take and his friends like take people's money and steal it. Now, I know that some of that is probably symbolic for other things. This is not probably all literal, but I think some of it really is. The boyfriend is standing at a table and slowly writing an amount for the rent. The amount he writes down is 791. Now, I've seen that number before in dreams. 791. The gang of guys outside steal my car again. I'm very upset and suggest they install cameras in the parking lot. The gang steals so they can pay rent. Well, if my boyfriend was stealing the rent money, then they would have to steal my car. You see what I mean? Like, okay, that could be very, very deep there. I lean into the sun coming through the window and see my hair is my normal color. It was red. Everything else in the dream has been black and white. I am headed with my daughter to the parking lot. She is tired and we are going home. I am in a maroon car. My boyfriend calls me, but I don't have a cell phone. I see a tiny phone fall from the sky, like it was coming down, just like a little bitty phone, maybe an inch or two long. It's a tiny little phone, right? Hang on. So it falls and it lands in my hand, and I pick it up and I say, "Hey, baby, I'm sitting in the car." And everything, from what I remember, everything at this point, I think it was still black and white. I'm not sure. So then I am seeing my daughter standing on the sidewalk wearing overall shorts and her hair in braids. She is holding something in her arms, but her back is toward me. I think it's her teddy bear. The main guy from the gang steps up from the parking lot onto the sidewalk. He is pointing a gun at me. I see the woman in the car talking on the cell phone was black with long, black, beautiful hair. She is very pretty. She is still talking. I hear her say, "When I lost my daughter," or no, I hear her say, "He missed when I lost my daughter, and the doctor says I'm gonna pull through." Okay, so that's it on that. And when I woke up, there was a song playing in my head called, it was Beds Are Burning by Midnight Oil. And it says, "The time has come to say fair's fair, to pay the rent, to pay our share. The time has come, a fact's a fact. It belongs to them. Let's give it back." Okay, and I need to tell you that when I woke up from this dream, I mean, those words were they weren't just words that I heard. Her saying he missed when I lost my daughter, and the doctor says I'm going to pull through. It was this other woman saying it, so I heard her voice vibrate, like reverberating through my entire being, through everything that I am. I heard this and I felt it. I could feel her anguish. I could feel her pain with everything that I am. I could feel it. And if this is a parallel life, then, and it's happening now, and that woman is, we share the same soul, then she lost her daughter. And her daughter passed away. I'm not going to say, I'm so tired of people saying lost. Nobody's ever lost. We got to get over that mentality. But just for brevity's sake, I'm going to say she lost her daughter. Her daughter passed away. Now, I have heard people say in the spiritual community that we can pick up emotions, especially being an empathic person. And even if you're not, I mean, you don't even realize it, but you're picking up emotions from your neighbors, from the guy in the car next to you, from the family at the restaurant down the street, from humanity's unconscious, the unprocessed feelings and emotions that go in everybody's day-to-day life. I mean, thoughts are things, and they go up to what's called the grid. And I don't know like a whole lot of scientific-y stuff. Yes, I said scientific-y. I don't know really much about that, but I know that we can pull in stuff. So if that's true, if we can pull in stuff from all of these other things, and feel emotions that aren't ours, then wouldn't it make sense that we can feel the emotions from our ancestors, from our soul, these other lifetimes? Because when I woke up, that fear, I mean, and at the time I was going through some major fear about my own daughter. And because I have, in this lifetime, I have one daughter, one child, and I was so terrified all the time that something was going to happen to her. And it was, I mean, I feel that sometimes, but nothing like it. I mean, it was a debilitating fear. And I know that that's every parent's worst fear, but when I woke up, and it actually took me some time to realize I was being shown that I carried that emotion and that fear with me. It belongs to them. Let's give it back. Okay. So I mean, that just says it all right there. I mean, I could kind of go on and on about this. But yeah, it's a very, I have one more thing that I wanted to share real quick. But yeah, that fear is just like so debilitating, but I'm actually working through that. I'm getting through that. And I'm not quite as neurotic as I was about it before, but let me share with you, and I didn't write this down because I remember it so well. Okay, this is my last little leg of this video because it is getting very long, but oh my God, let me tell you. Okay, so I was like floating, like if we don't have a body, we're going to be floating, right? But I'm floating through this hospital hallway, and I see in front of me a room with an open door, and there's a bunch of people with their backs turned to me. And so I couldn't see any faces, and there's this one man standing there in a suit, a brown suit, and he had balloons in his left hand. And obviously it's like a celebration or whatever, somebody's birthday or something. And so I float through the crowd, and I get really close to the man, and then I look up, and it's my cousin Brian. Okay, let me finish before I go off on this. Okay, so that's my cousin Brian standing there with the balloons, and then I look around. I don't really notice who everybody else is, but I know that they're all standing around a hospital bed. And I get closer and closer, and the woman has red hair about this color. She's got pale skin. She didn't have her glasses on or anything, but she probably didn't wear glasses. But yeah, so I float on top of this bed and I get all up in this woman's face. And her eyes are green like mine. And not only that, but they start like kind of sparkling, like in the dream, like I'm supposed to notice her eyes. And I'm like right in her face, and it's me. And holy cow, this woman was me. Like, she was real skinny. And I do, okay, so that was it. Like, I noticed her. That was the whole dream right there. Okay, so wow. Um, yeah, first of all, my cousin Brian, he's in a wheelchair and he's very heavy. He can't walk. He's got muscular dystrophy. Muscular dystrophy runs in my family. Um, and so that's the first thing. And then the second thing is I have another cousin who has muscular dystrophy, and he's very thin. Um, and like he doesn't have any muscle at all. It's just muscle loss. Like, just they're gone. And that's what this woman that was in the bed, this me that was in the bed, looked like. She didn't have any muscle, and she was just kind of like, I don't think she could talk. And that's the same thing that my cousin and my other cousin Justin is going through right now. I mean, he's not doing well. He has a feeding tube, he has a breathing tube, I mean, he can't speak. And that's what this woman, that's, um, so I feel like I visited this reality where Brian didn't have muscular dystrophy. I did. And I really, it just kind of blows my mind. I mean, because they say, like with the multiverse theory, like anything and everything that could be is. And like, holy cow, that woman was me. There's a reason why I was shown that. And yeah, I mean, so anyway, I really am grateful that you tuned in to hear about this. I know it's a lot of information. It's a long video, but we're worth it. I mean, our souls want us to know about what we are, and that death. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not afraid to die at all. No, I kind of am. I mean, but the more I sit with this information and the more I'm being shown stuff. I mean, this is just a few of dozens of dreams here, okay? So, yeah, the point is that we should not fear death because it's not real. It's not real. This physical shell, it's, I mean, for all we know, we could wake up and I have other dreams, and I'll probably do a video about this. I mean, we could die, we die, and then we wake up after our review or whatever happened, go in the light, and then I'm not going to be afraid of that shit. Okay, it's light, so I'm going to go in that shit. And I'm going to be like, okay, this is what happened. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that sucked. Uh, and then I wake up in another body, and I'm like, God dang, that was only 15 minutes. Holy crap, let's do it again. What are we gonna do this next time? And I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm just kind of talking out my ass here, but how do we know? How do we really know? I mean, come on. But anyway, yeah, that's all I've got for today. I'm so thankful for you tuning in. And please go check out my blog and just read about stuff in my life and stuff. And if you have anything you'd like to add, any questions, comments, you can certainly do so in the comments section. You can send me an email if you'd like to do that. And my email address is kaekle99@gmail.com. And that's all I got. Have a good one. Bye bye.